You're gonna give me my fucking money back.
Excuse me, sir. There's a young man in here.
Excuse me, it's Mario!
施錠をしたとはいえ、こんな古い木の扉なんて簡単に破られるだろうな。
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
Excuse me, sir. There's a young man in here.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
I can call the police on license plate and I'll settle down. You need to settle down. Mind your business. Okay? Yes, ma'am. What?
I'm sorry for that, ma'am.
Ooh.
Ma'am, I apologize.
Motherfucker.
You need to settle down. Mind your business. Okay?
Motherfucker. No, you said sir. Motherfucker.
Wait, the wing
Motherfucker. 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 Motherfucker.
I'm long digger like.
Ooh. Ooh.
I'm long digger like.
Ooh. Ooh.
I'm long digger like.
I'm
long digger like.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am. I need your corporate number. I need your corporate number. Get it for me now. Get it for me now.
I am. Motherfucker.
Motherfucker. Ma'am. It is ma'am.
I can call the police.
Look, up in the sky, it's a bird.
It's a plane!
It's Superman. Yes, it's Super.
Ma'am. It is ma'am.
I can call the police if you...
Good afternoon, sir. Do you have any idea why I stopped you, ma'am? Ma'am? Woman with beard. Whoa, man. I am a trans woman. Trans man, woman, lady boy, nigga bitch. I don't give a fuck. Those are not the correct pronouns. Okay. I apologize. But, you know, you were born a man, right? Yes. You're a man. License and registration, my brother. You're disgusting. Is there a problem? It's not you. That's me before the change, genius. Shouldn't you notify the DMV after you switch genders? You gotta notify the DMV after you sell a vehicle. I didn't switch genders. I was always a woman in a man's body. No, you were always a man because you were born a man. I'm triggered. You fucking sexist! Misogynistic, bigot, racist, transphobic, cis-male asshole! You wait until I tell Twitter about this!
Emma, hi. You're neither male nor female, right?
That's true. I identify as non-binary, which means that I'm neither male nor female, and correspondent to that, I use the they, them pronoun.
And you say gender roles are damaging our society, so we need to think very carefully about language, yeah?
Yes, so a lot of our social selves are codified and cultured in the language that we use. We really use it to construct our entire society. And what's certainly true is that there is a huge variance of gender presentation and gender identity within humankind. There isn't simply
humankind,
men and women. Exactly, humankind in place of mankind.
You wouldn't say mankind, that should be, you know...
I wouldn't, just because humankind is a more accurate descriptor, in the same way that me using they, them is a more accurate descriptor of my identity than using he or she.
Would you use homo sapiens?
I very rarely in my life use scientific language to describe the people I work with.
Wise man, it means. Okay, but it's something, do we need to think about that?
I think we certainly should be thinking about the evolution of language to support gender neutrality.
Yeah, got you.
And that's for a number of reasons. The first of which is that it stops this assumption that either the most important people in the room are men or that the only people in the room are men. And secondly, it does include that wider spectrum of gender. There's an excellent quote by German linguist Louisa Pusch, who says that gender and language should be both comfortable and fair. And she was referring to German, which is one of the most strictly gender-codified languages in Europe.
German.
And English is not...
What's happening in German?
So German has a grammatical gender and a gendered pronominal system. So they use gendered pronouns and they have gendered nouns, and that's supported by the wider grammar of the language. But actually the German state is encouraging lecturers, professionals and industry to use gender-neutral language.
God, I might
a
have
great
got an A
example
if that had been back.
is in students. Well, so in universities, a bit like the University of Hull, universities in Germany, their lecturers are using gender-neutral language to refer to students because it's inclusive of everyone and gives that space for trans people who are neither male nor female.
Yeah, it's a matter, Andrew, there you go. It's a matter of courtesy, this, and sensitivity, isn't it?
Courtesy is all very well. I mean, you're describing encouraging people to use certain words. My problem is when words are policed. When language becomes police, that is my problem. I mean, if it's, look, we can all go back to those sorts of things, humankind or mankind. I mean, those are sort of interchangeable now. They're synonymous anyway. We're talking about when people actively, and it is a minority of activists, it really is a minority, seek to have people disciplined or sacked because they refuse to use language that they are imposing. That's not the evolution of language, that's the imposition of language, and I think that's problematic.
I think it really depends on the context. So you may, for example, that's perfectly grammatical.
But I wouldn't say, you hear what it said. That's rude, isn't it?
Yeah, I would say that it is dehumanising. It shouldn't ever be a voice for the entirety of the trans community. Some people may self-select to use it, but it in general is quite a dehumanising approach.
Isn't this actually bad for women? The suffragettes would be appalled about this, wouldn't they?
Well,
they want women to be noticed. They want women to be out
structure.
there. They want women to achieve and for other women to know that they have achieved.
It's really about something.
What about people who are non-binary? What about people who are gender fluid?
We're all male and female. We've always... Yes, of course, we're all male and female. There are
what about transgender people?
There are a tiny minority of people who have intersex conditions, and there are a tiny minority of people who have some condition where they may have a female brain and a male body. Apart from this, we are all male and female, and the attempt to suggest that there is a third gender is, as far as I'm concerned, it's an ideological and a political project. It doesn't exist. The words male and female have existed throughout history, throughout the world. They refer, men are people who have penises, women are people who have vaginas. It's as simple as that. I would absolutely refuse to refer to this woman here, who's clearly a woman, as a they, because for me that would be imposing an ideological, political system. Because she is. If everybody watching this programme can see that she is a woman.